Good evening, Clarity Channel. It's June 1st. This is 5 by 5 devotion, and my name is Dan DUMAS. I've entitled our devotion tonight, Your One Thing. What I love about the Apostle Paul is his unique ability to take profound, deep theological truths and simplify them. I don't know about you, but I'm a simple man. And sometimes I just like it plain and simple. I love it when he takes all of life, whether that's David in the Psalms or Paul in the epistles. They take all of life and they reduce it down to this one thing. And so tonight I want to challenge you to consider your one thing. I want to first root it in text of Scripture. I want to start with an Old Testament example, and then I want to look at a New Testament example, and then let me challenge you about your one thing. Just to verify that this phrase, one thing, is in the Scriptures, we'll look at an Old Testament and a New Testament, but it appears 16 times in the Scriptures. So let me give you an example in the Old Testament. This is David writing in Psalm 27, verse 4. He writes, "One thing I have asked from the Lord, that I shall seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to meditate in his temple." Then if we look at the Apostle Paul, the warrior, the theologian, the evangelist, I love what he does in Philippians 3, verse 13. He writes, "Brethren, I do not regard myself as having laid hold of it yet, but one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and reaching forward to what lies ahead." And then again in Philippians 1, he writes in verse 21, "For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain." So when I teach my students leadership, as a part of their leadership training, an important part of their leadership training is self-awareness, knowing what they have been uniquely called to. And so we do an exercise every class, every semester, entitled Your One Thing. And what I'm trying to do is to get them to think through the uniqueness of this concept of one thing. Now, what I'm not talking about is discovering your unique purpose that we all have, generally so. For example, the Westminster Catechism says that we are to glorify God and to enjoy him forever. That's true of all of us. What I'm talking about is what is specific to you. What has God uniquely called you to? He has left you here on the planet. He could have saved you and ushered you right into eternity, but he left you here for a specific purpose. Of course, that is to glorify God. For me to live as Christ and to die as gain, right? Of course it's true. But what are you uniquely called to do? What is your calling individually? Why has God put you uniquely here on the planet? And so we go through this exercise. I would encourage you to get out a piece of paper and to try to reduce your one thing down to a single sentence. Oftentimes it takes the students a whole semester of crafting and rearranging clauses to think through this important exercise, which gives them confidence and self-awareness. So let me give you mine by way of example, and then you can chart a course and do the homework and discover your one thing. What has God uniquely called me to? He has called me to be a disruptive leader, an inspiring teacher of gospel organizations that transform the world. Do you see how that serves you? It serves me. It provides the guardrails in decision making. He's called me to be a leader and a teacher within gospel organizations that transform the world. Every single word in that simple sentence has meaning, has import, has heft and weight and gravitas to my unique calling. And here at the Clarity Channel, we desire that you gain clarity. And so it's my challenge to you this evening that as an exercise in the next couple of weeks in your devotions, you'd begin to craft down your unique calling. Not, hey, to love the Lord with all your heart, mind, soul, and body. We get that. That's a given. That's foundational. That's rich theology. That's truth. What I'm talking about is your unique calling, your one thing. You saw it in the Old Testament. You saw it in the New Testament. Discovering this one thing and bringing all of the will of God down to a simple sentence, I think is just an important exercise. And it's important as we seek to lead well and to serve well and to seek to lead well in our families, especially you men. I want to encourage you to discover your one thing. With that in mind, you have some homework to do. My name is Dan Dumas. This is the Clarity Channel. We want to encourage you to be encouraged, to be challenged, and to be clear. Have a wonderful June 1st evening.